Hello everyone, PaperSpock here with more Heaven's Vault. Let's hop in. We were about to head back to Iox and drop off Yazi, and I think her name was Saya, because they just kind of tried to leave me stranded on a moon, so I don't feel exactly confident having them with me, so I'm going to drop them off. And also, I've done a little thinking. That was Renba's dig site. Yep, Saya was her name. I think that's what I said. Yeah, that'll be good seeing if Wang has any translations. Okay, let's ask a question. Here's what I don't understand about Renba 6. What makes a roboticist take up treasure hunting? What got him started? Alright, I can control the camera on this. For some reason, I always feel like camera's automatic in this portion, and it's not. A robot mistress? It goes straight on ahead. Mistress, there is another airless ruin some distance away on the left. I want that. On the left. Let's keep to the left. Did Rinba know that the boat was buried down there? I don't know. How do I get to the wreck? He just walked out across the plain and stopped and pointed down. Is this gonna lead me to the wreck? And he said, you dig here. And there it was. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh wow. We're in a rapid. Let's hope that was the way we wanted to go. Oh, you said there was a wreck on the left. I want to get to that. I took a left turn. I have no clue where I'm headed. Either river ahead continues to our destination, mistress. What? The mist turn had disappeared. Then it said either direction's fine, and after I did that it says mist turn. All I wanted to do was go and find... All I wanted to do was go and find the wreckage. That was mentioned to me. I'm just doing whatever here.
They say on Iox that the rivers flow with the souls of the dead. Anything to scare you to the ground.
I have no clue where I'm headed. But you know, I haven't let this happen before. I'm just gonna let myself get lost and see if I go somewhere interesting. They let me even get off when I reach somewhere else. What ends up happening? I'm a little curious to open my map just to see what it says. Ooh, what's that red up ahead? That looks a little scary. But I'm curious about it. Ooh! That one formation reminds me of the Lion King. It looks a little like Pride Rock. over on the right. A little less so from this angle, but at first it really did. I'm going to open up my map. Ioxian space. Okay. Set us down 6. We got there nonetheless. Man, I didn't get to see that wreck, though. The University of Iox. I've spent most of my adult life on Iox. Maybe I need to continue on my route and then hit some button prompt. See wreckage. But it has not worked so far. I mean, I haven't specifically tried that. Yazi and Saya? I hoppered them directly to the lower level, mistress, so as to be less conspicuous. Aliyah! Good faith to you. Those two couldn't be any more conspicuous here. How many Ioxians do you know with crushed arms? Or indeed dirty faces? Thought we were gonna get them in with Huang. Sheesh. That was my intention. Let's find Huang and talk to him. 6. I just had the most awful thought. You know how Miari is terrified of the fall coming again? The Fallers were supposed to be invaders from off Iox, who slipped onto the moon and killed everyone. But what if the Fallers were laborers from Iox? Are you thinking of Yazi and Saya? Ioxians believe what's past is prophecy. What if I just fulfilled a prophecy? Yazi and Saya certainly harbored a deep hatred of Renba. It is possible they resent all Ioxians. It's hard to imagine how the Fallers could have reached Iox without someone like me to let them in. No Ioxian would have brought them here. Renba never would have. It'd have to be someone who didn't believe in the loop. I do not think Yazi and Saya alone are capable of bringing down Iox, mistress. But they might be capable of allowing more Elberethians onto the moon. I bet Mayari didn't think she'd be causing the fall when she picked me up 10 years ago. It would seem a remarkably precise chain of events was required to reach this point, mistress. And yet, the laborers are now here. Do you think it's true? I have no data. But it is a beautiful coincidence. No. I don't believe it. I don't believe in the loop. I won't. And there's no reason to think Yazi or Saya will murder anybody. I hope you are correct, mistress. Because I am quite sure Professor Mayari would come after you in her next life, should it transpire that she has won. I want to talk to Huang. Trying to remember. I see two people talking over there. Oh, that is them. That's Yazi. That's Saya. Where would you like to go then, mistress? I can't talk to them? Why can't I talk to them? It's interesting I can see them here, but the game doesn't want me to interact with them. What did you call your first robot, mistress? Presumably you did not call it one. That is a good point. Unless you were already planning your homicidal spree. Aaliyah! Good faith to you. Why does it matter what I called it? It's long gone. It matters, mistress. Okay, let's tell him if I get the option. The robots are ancient. We are unique and irreplaceable. Once unmade, we cannot be remade. We matter. People are more irreplaceable. No, hardly. People replace themselves on a daily basis. Has Professor Mayari not replaced Rinba with you? A person is more than what they do, Six. Much more. I want to know the name now. Darn it. That's water. I can't cross water. I wonder if we'll ever be able to explore anywhere else on Iox. Seems like there should be a good amount of history here. Where is Huang? I've been away just long enough to get myself lost again. Upstairs. I can't even remember if Huang was... I think Huang was downstairs. I'm not even 100% sure of that. If your robots are so ancient, don't you have the whole history of the nebula in your head somewhere? Perhaps some do. I do not. So what do you remember? I remember my activation. Nothing before that. Perhaps I had never been activated before. Or perhaps you had? Quite so. Okay. I wanted to talk to Huang, but you know what? I'll say hello to Professor. Aaliyah. Professor. Why didn't you tell me what Renbo was doing earlier? Why did you keep it secret? Aaliyah. I've always treated you as warmly as I'm allowed, you know that. Allowed by whom? I was going to read the other options, but that seemed good. As Six would say, we all have our primary users. I'm going to tell her about the giant ship. Much bigger than anything we can sail. A gigantic ship? That's what he found? Just the kind we will soon build, then. Aloof. Yes? Is the university flourishing? I think so, Aaliyah. Perhaps one day you'll spend a bit more time here and see it for yourself. Nice view you have from here. Yes, it is. There are a few other trees on Iox, of course. And I would happily chop them all down if it kept this one going a little longer. Oh, what can I interact with here on the bookshelf? You have more books than Huang. Those books are not his. Or are these ones mine? Is there a copy of Mazwai here? Of course. You know, Mazwai was a sailor. And a scholar? Like me, you mean? Perhaps. Perhaps you'll write a book before the fall comes again, Aaliyah. Okay. Let's go. Good faith to you, Aaliyah. Time to depart, mistress? Don't hassle me. I mean, I don't want to go. I didn't want to be so rude, but, you know, that's how it is. I do want to check Wang's... Aaliyah, is this gonna be good faith to you? Yep, good faith to you. I want to find Wang's little area again. Think it's down there? But that's water. No, that's not water. Okay, that's just steps. Is that where he is, over here? The library, yes. Excuse me. Leah, always a pleasure. Okay. Let's show him an artifact. Got a few things for the curators. Glad to hear it. Let's see what else we have. Decorated box. Let's continue talking. Oh, Huang. Found something Renba discovered near Elbereth. Oh, yes? It was a ship. Underground. Underground? How did it get there? I have no idea. I also don't know how he found it. Do you have any idea? None at all. None. How are things down here? I've been researching loop text grammar. That's taking all my time. I want to hear about the loop text grammar. I'm going to look at my artifacts. Oh, I keep doing that. I keep pressing the wrong thing. I want to look at that text again about Empress buried robots. Emperors buried or banished robots or labor? Laborers rather than laborers. Let's look. Song of Songbird looks pretty likely. So I like Songbird, but that's difficult. Because that's a complicated phrase, and the only symbol that it shares in common appears twice. Gods does have half of the god symbol in there. Empress buried or banished? Fall Fall I thought I felt pretty good about. Treasures I felt pretty good about. But what is this? I don't know. Okay. I'm going to ask about the pipe. Okay, the carved pipe. Have you ever seen anything like this pipe? Let me see that. There's an inscription. I read it as Song of Songbird. Yes, I think you're correct about song. About Songbird. I'm glad you agree. Interesting. I've seen something a bit like that, I think. And it also had script. Now where is it? Here. It was a dented copper flute. It was found in a Renaki house something. This is the start of a fragment of text. Okay. Your. It's interesting that I had that as your. I'm not sure I agree with that anymore, but let's see. Your does fit. Fan slash of light. Your light. I'm certain my translation for your is correct now. I was just doubting that, and I was absolutely correct. That's wild. My translation for light has to be wrong. Let's try something. Light, talk, friend, or heart? Man, this is... Light of stars. Oh my gosh. Now to work out what the other words mean. Okay, that can't mean light because I already have light for something. Did I double assign light here somehow? That's wild. Something, your friend, your talk, or your heart. Looking, talk, speak. Okay. Speak. Speak your heart would be interesting. Open your heart would be interesting. Good light does bear similarity to the real word for light. Good, not so much. Fall. How did fall break down? So speak your trying to think through this right now. We have light. We have good. That was with a good treasure, wasn't it? Something like that. Open. Let's look at the context for fall. Fall was the opposite of rise. I liked that. Okay. Now to work out what the other words mean. It could be open your heart. I'm not sure why it would be open. So rise and fall. I wish I could wish I could remember other uses of kind of the swish near the middle. Or near the end here. Not near the end, at the end. So something or something. Guide your friend. Drown your heart. Don't think it's drown. Speak. Open God. So all of these are verbs. Fall also has those 2 lines. But wait, was that? I want to peek at this again. Fall. And then down. Okay. I'm thinking maybe the swish has something to do with movement. Because this being... I feel like I'm making some conclusions here that may be based off other conclusions I already made in a self-referential way where I could be trapping myself in some incorrect thinking here. But just to run with this for a moment. Let's say that the swish means some kind of movement. And the 2 curved lines on the left mean some kind of verb. Verb, okay, movement, not up, maybe? And the other one would be verb movement up? So, verb, 3 carrots movement. Open, guide, speak, or drown. Speak is not really movement. Drown is a little more like movement because it's going underwater, but I still think it's not movement. Guide or lead could be movement. To open is also a kind of movement. Let's look at the good phrase again. Treasures for good. Good. Light. Light of stars. So we like the word light here. We've had it confirmed. So stars. The light that's up, maybe? No. Because the light that's higher, the light that's... Because I think that last thing might have to do something with the sky or with up or upward directions. Little circle line underneath it. Looks like a letter I, kind of. Okay. I'm gonna back out of this. Open, maybe? Now to work out what the other words mean. I think I like open best. Guide, I don't hate. Open your... And let's see. Open your light. Nope, it's not open your light. Open or have to be heart then, basically. Interesting. The curators will be most interested in the pipe, I'm sure. I'm not finished with it yet. I want to show him other stuff. Oh, well, of course. Oh, cool, I can show him many artifacts this way. I don't get to be as generous, but I can show him many artifacts. Okay, let's start with the etched box. I found this box. May I take a look? There's an inscription. I read it as Divine Heart. You know, I'm sure you're right on heart. Ooh. Thanks, Wang. Now, I've seen something else like that. If I remember right, that was also inscribed. Well, by all means. Here it is. I wish I could give things to him without it being a gigantic cutscene. And I don't mean this. I mean when he literally walks out somewhere else and then walks back. Was a box found buried on Iox years ago? This is a long one. This is the end of a longer line of text. Okay, Goddess I feel good about. Goddess I feel good about again. 4. Mistress, that translation is clearly incorrect. There must be another possibility. Okay. Okay. Pray for... I can add my translation for pray to my dictionary now. Wonder how you get full phrases confirmed. I'm sure of 4 as well. Yay! But how would that work in with movement? Pray for... So, I notice gods is in here in full. Of gods. So something of gods. So, temples or blessings. The winds are considered sufficiently divine, then it could be winds too. But I think probably it's something else. Pray for blessings seems likely. Pray for blessings. Do you have any more like that? Let me see. No, nothing comes to mind. Shall I archive the box? I'm not finished with it yet. I would happily give it to you, but I don't want to have to wait for a long cutscene. I want to show you more stuff right away. I've got a few things for the curators. Oh, yes? The decorated map. Take a look at this map. Let me see. There's an inscription. I read as Palace of Princes. Yes, I think you're correct about Palace. How about Princes, though? 'Cause that was the one I was a bit more curious about. That's good, though, to have Palace. Thanks, Wang. Now, I've seen something similar if I remember right. It also had script. Let me see it now. Yes, this is it. This was written on an inked river chart. Ooh! So also mappy. Found in an Alberethan market. This is fractured. Is stars open? Curious about the word open. I've done something wrong. So, open and is open. Ooh! And open must be right, too. Okay. So something is open. Nebula is open. There's a sailing chart. Alice. So place. That first symbol could mean place. Because I think it means something associated with monarchs. Is the rest of this phrase. Everything after the triangle with the waves underneath it. So, stars. So place of the stars would be the sky. Or the nebula. Ah, the nebula is a place of stars, but the sky is also a place where you see stars. I'm gonna go with sky, I think. So I'm not sure of a good way. Do you have any more like that? I feel like I never get anything where I get yes, I have more like that. Let me see. Nope. How about this? Oh! It's a sketch of a charred nebula map. It was found drifting in the wash near Anaki, back in the RAs, and then I couldn't read the rest in time. This is one end of fractured fragment of text. Okay. Your will God's will. I believe you are correct with God's mistress. Okay, good. That was pretty obvious. And will must be correct, too. I wonder how they decide when you're correct. God's will something or something. I like God's will fill your sailcloth. That immediately resonates with me. God's will fill your sailcloths. God's God's will break your knees. God's will find your ears. God's will find your knees. God's will find your marks. These are also very detailed symbols. I mean, these are lots of things to say something. Okay, so already, right away, the first two little lines on the left, I've kind of mentally said this is denoting a verb. And we have two of them. I mean, we have them right. We have all four of our words being verbs: break or sever, fill show / lead and find. All of these are verbs. So fortunately, that helps confirm my suspicion about the two curves at the start having to do with it being a verb. But it doesn't give me any new information. If I had an odd one out, I could use that somehow. This one, both of these have... Ooh, both of these have a symbol in it that's the same, which is... I want to call it the plumed comma. It is the third symbol. So there's many different shapes. I'm probably ending up calling commas in this. Bass clef. Okay, the bass clef. So we have a bass clef. We have the double quarter circles. Then we have the bass clef with kind of a plume on it. It almost looks like a giant peacock feather sticking off the top to me. Then we have a colon and then our bass clef, and we flip it around, then I think that's actually how bass clef looks. I never played bass really. I played treble clef instruments, so bass clef is a little unfamiliar to me, so I'm possibly butchering this. But anyway, both of them have that symbol. So I'm not sure what that means in terms of connecting them. It means there is some natural connection between the two. Break, fill, show, and find. Sailcloth, sneeze, ears, and mark. Marks. Sailcloth, sneeze, ears, and marks. So these... Oh, interesting. I have something I need to think about a little more. It's obviously not all nouns, because people, because of things like gods, princes, those sorts of things, don't start out with it, but the bass clef sign might be a noun marker, because if you look at heart and you look at stars, both of them are basically a kind of noun, like a noun that isn't a person, or a person-like thing. Nouns that are things, that might be a way of putting it. So, the plumed bass clef, I'm not sure what to make of that, unless it's somehow imbuing of into it because it looks like of, but this has of in it. Something of something. So, verb place. I don't know the little dot after what I think is a place indicator. The kind of triangle with two waves under it. So I'm not sure what that means, but... So we've got noun indicator. No, verb indicator, location indicator, of, and then stuff that's foreign to me. But it's fairly complicated. Fill your sails feels, if I was just guessing, without trying to break apart the symbols, I would just say fill your sails. And move up. The ending. That one symbol that I thought could mean move, and the one symbol associated with the sky, so move up. The sailcloths help you move up? Well, they do in a universe where spaceships use sails, I guess. I think I'm just gonna go... Gods will fill your sails. Your sailcloths. I'm not totally convinced here. Definitely not totally convinced. But I think I'm going to go with that for now. Does gods will fill your sailcloths make sense? Tell me. Do you have any more like that? This is the second time I'm asking, so I'm expecting no. No, nothing comes to mind, so I've learned it's worth asking because he will sometimes say yes. I'm not finished with it yet. Only saying that not because I don't want you to have it, but because for some reason I can't say yes, but let's look at all these other things first. I invested on with some work myself now. Oh. Now I've hit a hard limit for talking to him. Okay. That was cool, though. I got to learn some stuff. Let's see. I'll see you soon, Huang. See you soon. If I could, I'd... Are you ready to go yet, mistress? Let's get out of here. Let's leave the moon. This way, mistress. I'm going to... And so we left the university. And I'm just quickly checking what time we're at. We're at 46 minutes. I'll play a little longer in this session, maybe. But this would be a decent stopping place. I don't want to go as long every time as I did last time. I did get some confirmations, though, which is very, very good. I like getting confirmations of things. I love the game when I'm doing translations the most. It's the most exciting part for me. I was thinking about that boat that Renba found. Found a fragment of, anyway. How old was it? Are you gonna know? Several thousand years? You have never seen a ship like it. This changes our history, Six. There must have been a whole age before the Empire, when ships like great whales crawled the rivers, carrying things from one moon to another. Trading, mistress? Perhaps people lived on them. Can you imagine that? A boat which people live on? An age of sail. Before the Empire was founded. Before the Empire locked down the nebula. Where on earth do I go next? My friend, the mechanicist Ori, lives in the center of Alvarez. She might be able to tell me something about the shard of dull crystal from the shipwreck on Renba's dig site. I could go there next. I also could go... Janika Renba found something. Impossibly deep in the swirling waters of the cyclones. Is there still more to find? Okay, hopefully Elbereth isn't going to be as long of a path, because we've already been there. So hopefully we can go in there, talk to Roy, and then leave. You should turn right ahead, mistress. Okay. We must return to Albereth, mistress? Must we return to Albereth, mistress? I dislike the place. We do have somewhere else we can go, but I think we'll head there. It's my home, Six. But you wouldn't understand that. Don't be mean to Six. I think Six can understand. Indeed not, mistress. Okay. Six does it. I will go with it. Neither of the routes leads to our destination from here, mistress. Are you gonna hit me with the wrong turn again like you did last time? Okay, thank goodness. No, you didn't. Look out there, 6. Evidently, it is indeed beautiful mistress. Okay, so that wasn't a look out there like watch out, it was a, oh, look out there. This whole area is definitely beautiful, though. It's the controls to fly are kind of wonky, but I do enjoy going and seeing the sights as I go through here.
All the rivers of the nebula flow to Iox in the end. If you tie off your sail, Iox is where you'll wash up. It's the heart of the nebula. Or else, it's the gutter.
That makes sense with how when I got lost earlier and just flew around, how I ended up getting sent back to Iox. So I like that. If that's like an intentional thing about this world. I could show the dull crystal to Aroi. Maybe we can talk about something interesting. I hate this place. Can't say I'm a big fan either. Though I know Aaliyah has great nostalgia for it. Approach the gate. Do I also want to check in on the bartender? Read the inscription. There are ancient symbols here. I used to trace them out when I was a girl. Pilgrims... I've not encountered any of these words anywhere else. I can still make some guesses. Pilgrims... Us? It's like what I had for us. What was the word for your? I want to pull up my... I think I want to put here because of the first thing being a location indicator. Pilgrims... Oh, it could be many of these. And... But here isn't exactly sacred. And there is the... In the very center, the symbol that I've associated with things that are religious. But that's in the middle of prey. But maybe... What if it's something like an intensifier? I don't know. Like great person. And so great person means God somehow, or the greatest person, or something like that. And then this being here would make more sense without it having religious connotation. Sun is the only thing that necessarily feels like it has religious connotation. Us. Oh. Okay, palace. I want to find... want to go to palace. I want to review the words I know already. That's what I'd like to do. Not just the ones the game thinks are related. I press select here. Any of the shoulder buttons. Darn it. Pilgrims... Well, maybe so I'm trying to remember. The curly Q could just mean us. I mean, could just mean person. Because pilgrims. Right, the thing at the end, goddess, was the thing at the end. So it's the curly Q that's neutral. That's the neutral person sign then, and I'd gotten confused maybe? Let's work with that assumption. So, you. I feel like I could find where your is. I don't remember your off the top of my head. I know we just confirmed it. But that's a place indicator. I think I remember that thing at the end maybe being used with you. Also, I'm gonna hop out of the game quick to look at my achievements. Because I noticed that in my achievements, there was a symbol. And the symbol I think was like a number or something like a number. And I think I could make use of it. Okay. So, for the achievement where I learned one word, and for the achievement where I learned one complete translation, for both of those, I have the symbol at the end here. So that would be something one, or something singular, perhaps. Bringing in that knowledge from looking at the symbol in the achievement. So, I maybe need to challenge my assumption about that first symbol meaning place. Unless this was place of you. Or you as a place. Giving a place a kind of an identity. Really here, I think, kind of trying to think out loud, think through this. I'm very split. I see some indicator of this being a place, and I see some indicator of this being a kind of maybe a person. So us does not have the symbol at the start. If that does indeed need the... Let's look at the context of us. God's will protect us. God's will protect us. Okay, we're less certain of that. God's will protect us. Protect does have the verb symbol in it, though, so I like that. But it also... Okay, none of these could be a location. And it has the symbol I was calling a location indicator. So I feel a lot more confident in abandoning my assumption that the triangle with two curves under it is a location indicator. I do have the question now of what it does mean, but I'm a lot more confident abandoning it. So I think this means you. This means pilgrims welcome, rest, bless, or live. The thing is, it has the word, what I think means the word us in it. Live, welcome, bless, rest. All of them are verbs, and it has what I think is the verb indicator at the start. So, how can I frame how I think of this? So, verb, form, that's a verb, us, and then something at the end. which was in the word pray. And we know the word pray. So what is that kind of hook shape with two little comets above it? What does that mean? The second to last symbol. What in that is pray? Verb, God. Could it be some kind of speaking thing or some kind of thinking thing? Because pray is verb symbol, that symbol, and then the symbol for god or goddess. I think maybe just goddess. Let's look over here. Related words. Goddess is curly q dot curly q. Curly q dot curly q. Okay. So that is indeed goddess. So verb, goddess. So if I have verb and I have goddess, what's the missing idea that brings that to the word pray? Tell, think, give goodwill. I don't think it's bless because I feel like we did have a word associated bless that I would hope would pop up here. That was the case. Rest, I don't think. Welcome, I think. Pilgrims welcome you. I'm gonna go with that. That seems plausible. It's inviting us in. Speak to the gate. Zet Oyoki Rifar is how I think that was. Cat kiss. Yanni Hua Ke. I'll never get used to that. Corduroy's yard. Workers. This place turns my stomach. I might have ended up like this if it hadn't been for my eye. Okay, let's talk trader, yes? Why don't your laborers escape? Don't be so disgusting. They aren't captives. Besides, where would they go? Are you done with me now? Keep talking. What now? I guess I have to say sold anything yet. Sold anything yet? Someone always needs someone. I can wait. I can afford to wait after all. What now? Oh, get away from me, you moth. Roy's yard. Okay, strike the gong. Giving her a moment to appear. See what she does. Okay, she does appear. Aaliyah, what can I do for you? I found a strange shard of crystal. I thought you might be able to tell me what it is. I'm a technic, not a mystic healer. So I don't know. Rest it on your belly and see if it helps you break wind. Whoa. I think it's a little bit more than that. Oh, yes? You've got my interest. I'll take a look. I'll just give it to her. I'll do it tonight, maybe. Thank you, Aloy. Ask something more. How's business? Still slow, but it's not getting any worse. Have fun on the rivers, Alia, Alasra. Okay. Let's visit that seedy character with the artifacts. Perhaps we should return to the ship now, mistress? Not just yet. I'm gonna do my rounds here, see if there's anyone else to talk to. We can get to Toppy's this way. And then I think I'm going to go back to God's Feet and look around there a little bit more, maybe talk to Timor. Again, see if there's any more I can learn. Excuse me? Had a little hiccup there.
Cabinets glinting with gold and polished glass.
Alia, you don't visit me nearly enough. I had forgotten the color of your eyes. I could never forget the silver of your tongue, Toppy. How is life on Iox, anyway? As sterile as ever? Iox never changes. Why would it? The top dog doesn't need to roll over. It's good of you to come back and see us mongrels all the same. Let's show him an artifact. Picked up a few items you might be interested in. Oh, yes? Let's show him a pipe. This is a brass pipe carved with the impression of a boat, dating from the age of sail. Nice enough. Still, I can probably shift it, but not for much. I have something of a similar period, I think. Here we are. A silver compass engraved with a river motif. And there's something inscribed on the casing. Okay. This is the start of a fragment of text. Yeah, I think that's we are. I don't think that's we anymore. I don't think that is we because then we'd have the verb symbol off by itself. Welcome. Sky. I'm certain my translation for sky is correct now. Okay. Something are welcome, something sky. In sky, illuminate, welcome. Survive, live, sleep, Bless. Okay, let's look at the word for your. Yeah, this is you. Because it's almost the same as the word for your, but without the of at the beginning. You are welcome. You are survives does not make sense. You are welcome in the sky. You are welcome illuminate sky. You are welcome water sky. There is no the. You are welcome in sky. You are welcome in the sky. I don't think there is the word the. I think it's implied. You are welcome in sky. That will do for now. Advice for watching the winds and flows of the river. Invaluable, especially if you didn't have a robot. This comes from the same source as the pipe. The one I discovered on Renba's dig site. Having another artifact should be helpful in pinning down where these were made. This should help us locate its location. So? You've seen it. The compass for your brass pipe? I'll agree to the trade. You have a deal. I'll be sorry to sell this on when the time comes. Whoa. Show another artifact. I've uncovered a few more items you might be interested in. Oh, yes? What else is there? Review items again. The prow chunk. It's a chunk of hardboard from a boat's prow dating from the age of sail. It's passable. No matter. I might be able to do something with that. A beautiful, unique piece. I might be able to make you an offer. Yeah? What do you have over here? Now then. A black fragment of canvas. In the cloth. An embroidery. Ooh, I'm seeing some new symbols here. This is the end of a longer line of text. Okay. Will. God's will. In? Really? I had this by itself elsewhere? I think in must be right. I must have forgotten that. If I'd had in somewhere else. That was Prince's. Oh boy. In blank, God's will, blank. In time, God's will returned. Makes sense as a sentence. In from God's will, no. In from, no. We wouldn't say in from God's will something. In air, God's will, sure. In death, God's will would be a little unusual. This could mean time, air, or death. In time, gods will flourish, live, go, return. All of these verbs, all of these have the verb starting symbol. I really think I'm onto something with that. So, this has to be a fairly complicated idea. It has the symbol that I think is a negation in it. Except this is a case where negation seems weird. Oh boy. The double circle in the center here, apparently used for cannot and used for princes. Two very different uses. Something I'm feeling quite uncertain about then. From in air. I like time. My gut says time. In death gods will live would be interesting. Okay, this seems like I said, this is very complicated. This to mean the word go makes no sense for me. Go just is too complicated. Live, flourish, or return, though, I could see those being fairly complicated depending on how you formulated them. Prosper. Flourish is actually prosper. Prosper. And we have the colon symbol in here, and I don't know what that means in this language just yet. I want to go back and see what I think of this. So I think it's verby. Now, what was I thinking when I chose that translation? What is up? I don't think that's can not. I remember talking about this extensively last time, but yeah, so what is up must yet fall down? What is up? I like fall down. Not sure about what. Ground is dry. Nebula. Do not. No, no. Thought about this long and hard. What is up must yet fall down. What is up? Must. Should. Oh. I like must a lot if that means should. Because if that means should and must are very similar in terms of meaning. And these two are very similar in terms of meaning. Except this has an additional symbol. And I'm going to say that's must. I like must better. Now to work out what the other words mean. So that's... Let's see what princes was. Let's look at the context of princes. Try to break that apart. See if there's any other palace of princes. So palace is right. Princess goddesses is obviously wrong. Could be soldiers. Must and should. Oh, this is very confusing to me because should. So something should something, and then I don't know what the little dots mean. I wish I had a better sense for what the little dots mean in this language. But we have good, we have... So I think that's just a personal indicator, not the God indicator. I wish I could go back and see related words for the phrases I've solved. I wish there was like a network I could explore somehow. Princes? Princes? So person, should, person, intensifier. Because I think that might be an intensifier. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure on this. Palace of... River, okay. I think it has to be princes because goddesses does not make sense from what I have for goddess. I have goddess nailed down already. Rivers, this is the symbol that I think has to do with people. Soldiers. Palace of soldiers would be a little weird, so I think this has to be princes. I don't think I've learned anything new here. I think... I'm thinking through this some more. In blank, God's will, blank. In time, God's will return seems apocalyptic, but also kind of interesting. Maybe the sort of thing someone would write on a black fragment of canvas. In death, God's will return. Oh, there's so many things it could be, but I'm struggling to parse the fragments here. I wanted to figure out what the circle and the circle meant. Must and should. So the circle is part of should. So there's some idea in the word should. If I took should and broke it down into component ideas somehow, I would get this. But I'm struggling to do that. From, maybe? But in from God's will something makes no sense. Death, air, I'm gonna say time. In time, God's will. I'm gonna say return. That was just my initial... This is one of those ones where I'm going more with my feeling. Was there a deity for sailing, I wonder? Site located, enough evidence to search for an age of sail site in Withering Ways. This comes from the same source as the map I found here earlier, I think. This should help us work out where to look for the age of sail site. So, you've inspected the goods. A fragment of canvas for your trunk of hardboard from a boat's prow? Let's agree to the trade. I wonder what losing these fragments mean. I like trading them to get other stuff. He's the only one I've found to trade with. I can give them to Huang. Huang does give me other... Huang does let me look at other stuff to get translations. It helps me confirm, so... If there's more, let me look another time when my eyes have recovered. Okay. He's done with me. I think. Listen, Toppy. How are things on Elbereth? I'll quickly check something. I shall be looking to see. We are at 1 hour 25 minutes, so I am going to want to begin to wrap up fairly soon. Unless I want a mega episode like last time. How are things on Elbereth? You know, much the same. Whenever anything changes around here, people claw it back again, good or bad. See you later, Toppy. Take care of yourself out there. We have a few new artifacts to trace. Also, we've pinpointed one new location of interest, an Age of Sail site. Are you ready to go yet, mistress? There's still more to do here. I think I'm going to try to talk to Timor. Then I'll be done. Okay. So we're going to go along here. I'm going to remark. The Nightingale herself must be an Age of Sail ship. She's about the right age, I think. And she's still river-worthy after all this time. When was all this stuff made? For some reason, there's no word for going down. The reason for that seems quite obvious to me, mistress. Waste receptacles flush outward. Okay, let's go back. Go back. Oh, I can go up to the foot. I can examine the foot. Stone feet. Is there an inscription? Stone feet. The slums below are named after these feet. They're the oldest things here. The original statue must have been huge. Aw, I wanted there to be an inscription. Bigger than the statue on Myrcy? They'd have to be. 4 or 5 times bigger, mistress. But it must be of a similar age, however. But you know, the statue on Myrcy didn't have feet. I never thought that it might be unusual before. Were the statue on Myrcy and the one here made in the same place? Based on their mineral composition? It is quite possible, mistress. I will consider the matter. I can't see why would anyone waste such a statue on Elbereth. Perhaps to remind the citizens of higher powers, mistress. Ooh. Okay. Let's go and see Timor.
Laughter, shouting, crying, all at once. The sound of 1,000 people packed up like a box of oranges.
Alright, I wonder if there's anything I missed here the first time I went here. No, I didn't want to go back up. No. I didn't want to... Wait, where am I? Much grow here? Seems unlikely, and yet there are so many people. So I'm pretty sure I left again. Darn it. I got so turned around I left. Alright, let's turn ourselves back around again. Here we go. Barely anything. We rely on Iox, like everyone else. Follow me, 6. We're gonna go back where we just left, because we got confused and then got locked into heading in one direction. I wish I was better at navigating. And I also feel like this area could be a little less confusing. No, 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 do not go back up. Okay. We almost did it again. That would have been, some combination of annoying and funny. Is this where you live, mistress? In a dwelling like these? Oh, I wanted to continue that. I didn't want to enter the bar yet. Aaliyah, you're back. I always come back. One day I'll put up a sign in my bar. Aaliyah El Astra drank Rocky here. Sometimes she even paid her tab. I will wait here, mistress. Oh yeah, this guy hates robots, that's right. Okay, Timor. Timor, do you ever see Roy? She never comes down here anymore. You two were inseparable once. Wish we could have asked her about the generators. I caught you stealing my Rocky cask when you were too small to carry it, let alone drink any. Roy picked the lock with a hairpin. The things that girl could do if she put her mind to it. The music here is rather ominous. Her friend by the door should be afraid of her. You need someone to clean this place up. You're a cleaner, aren't you? No? I've told you I'm not a cleaner. But of course you are. Picking through dead people's jewelry. Enjoy. Your generosity will be the end of you. Everything's paid back in the end. I'll sip the drink. Now look here. I have a present for you. Is that something I can translate? A worn bangle! It's something I can translate. Dating from the age of sail? Looks like there's something inscribed around the inside surface. I can barely make the letters out, they're so tiny. Ooh. This one is a broken piece from an even longer phrase. No idea. Wang will be able to help me finish it up. I want to give it a try. What? This comes from the same side as the compass I found here before, I think. Having another artifact should help us track down its location. This should help us work out where to look for the Age of Sail site. Thanks, Timor. Why wasn't I able to try to translate it? Good faith to you, Leah. Okay. Found an artifact dating from the same age. Let me translate it. Did I press a wrong prompt earlier? For time. Blank time for last time for mercy. Heart. Love. Heart. Could be friendship. Probably love. Heart and love being associated. I don't know if I love heart and love being associated here, if that's accurate, because... I guess that just means this society has similar associations as we do between the heart and love, but that's not true universally. I used to think some other part of the body was associated with love, something weird. Time for love. Make time for love. Make, illuminate, drown. Last time for love sounds interesting. Treasures. Illuminate. Ah, okay. So last is eliminated because we think this is a verb because it has that symbol that I think is associated with verbs. Drown, time for love. Too weird. No, not that. Illuminate, time for love. I guess, but I'm pretty sure it's make. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay. Now drink up. Okay, I'll sip some more. More just watched me. You want another, Rocky? You're trying to get me drunk. You're a smart lady. You can get yourself drunk. So another? No, please. Another time. I don't like how he treats Six. And the music feels ominous. It was like warmer music and I felt safer in here. Last time it did lead to a scene where I opened up about my past some. Aaliyah, why do you do what you do? Picking things up, dusting them off, putting them in boxes. You'll never tidy up the nebula faster than it makes a mess of itself. So what's the use? Not about the things. About the information. About the story behind the things. Pretty close. History belongs to everyone. It has to be protected and shared. Otherwise, when you die, it's like it never happened. And then we don't know who we are. I'm not sure we do know who we are. And we need more history, not less. I know a lot of things will help. Then you agree with me. I like saying that to him. No. I'm not sure anyone knows who they are. Minute to minute, day to day. You do what you have to. What you're set up to do. That's all there's time to do. You look back and say, oh, I was like that. And you hope you were kind. Be seeing you tomorrow. Don't be a stranger. Come on, Six. We have one new artifact to consider. We have also learned enough to pinpoint one more new location, an Age of Sail site. Are you ready to go now, mistress? Do it. Leave the moon. This way, mistress. And so we left the surface of Elbereth. With enough new information to locate 2 previously unknown sites. We've been doing a lot of triangulation of Age of Sail sites recently. Aboard the Nightingale, we returned to the ship and sprang up into the water. Mistress, we are receiving a message. It is from Professor Miari. Put her through. I was not awaiting permission, mistress. Aaliyah, where are you? Following a lead? Ah! Next you'll be asking for a pay rise. This isn't a social call. I wanted to let you know we're having a celebration for Renba here at the university. I have the sense that he isn't coming back. You don't have to attend, but I thought I'd let you know. You want me to come? I think it might be good for your soul. And I think your soul needs all the help it can get. Come home, Aaliyah, right away. That is all she sent, mistress. Time to move on. I will ready the ropes, mistress. An eclectic series of ancient artifacts are pointing to an Age of Sail location. Ah, there's 2 Age of Sail sites. We could go to Iox. Okay, we're going to call it quits here. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.